What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. If you don't know who I am, that means you're new. I'm Mark. What's good with y'all? Go check out my other videos. Check them out. But first, stay on this one. So I'm in a pretty good mood today, and I don't know, I'm sure y'all can probably tell, but I'm pretty excited today. So you read the title, you saw the thumbnail, no more beating around the bush. Technically not necessarily a gun review, but 1,000 round update, PSA Dagger. So it is official. I've put 1,000 rounds through the Dagger. We're going to go ahead and talk about what kind of ammo I put through it, if we've had any more malfunctions, what exactly has happened. Let's get right into it. So for those of y'all who saw the 500 round review, you will know that so far I've had 0 malfunctions through it at that point in time. Now, in between 500 and 1,000 rounds, I have had 1 malfunction. 1. And truth be told, it could have been user-induced. It could have been because of the ammo. You know what I mean? Overall, it wasn't even necessarily a big deal malfunction either. A tap rack fixed it. So, what that malfunction was, and it was with AAC ammo, I might add. Nothing against them. They make good ammo. However, it is cheaper ammo for a reason. It was with AAC ammo. It was either 115 or 124 grain. I can't remember. It was just simply a failure to eject was all. That's it. Tap rack fixed it and have had no issues since then. I'm actually very surprised with this. I'm not going to lie. I know a lot of people are like, well, the Dagger's been out for a while. Why are you so surprised that it's reliable? A lot of people have great reviews about it. And yeah, I hear you. However, if you've seen my video talking about Palmetto State Armory as a company overall, I can tell you that while they make some pretty good products, I can also tell you that their quality control is not up to par, in my opinion. Now, this is not to say that PSA is a bad company. PSA is a great company. I especially like what their goal is overall, which is to arm as many Americans as possible. I can respect that. However, I can say that I am also very, very impressed with this Dagger right here. 1,000 rounds through it, and I mean, 1 malfunction, that is, if you break that down to a percent, that is 0.1%. 1 for 1,000. And keep in mind, actually, technically, I put over 1,000 through this, but regardless, it's like a few over 1,000. I've also run hollow points through this. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the kind of ammo I've run through it. I've run Fiocchi 115 grain through it, AAC 115 grain, AAC 124 grain, Hornady critical defense ammo. I can't remember there's another brand of ammo that we literally just ran through it today at the range because we were getting low on 9mm and we didn't want to stop shooting. So we were like, let's just go grab a box real quick. I can't remember the brand, but it also functioned. It was a, not super expensive brand, a fairly cheap brand. And we've had literally in total 1 issue out of over 1,000 rounds. I mean, I don't know what else you could want other than there to not have 1 malfunction that can happen with a lot of different handguns anyways. It's not like that malfunction is unique to the Dagger alone. And I can say right now, 100% that this gun has functioned hollow points. It has functioned, of course, full metal jackets in the normal standard Glock mags and the stick mags, as you can see on my shorts. I am very, very, very impressed with this gun overall, especially considering the starting issue I had with it. And for those of y'all who don't know, I'll show you real quick. There we are. So you can see that little nub on the vertical trigger bar right there, or at least I hope you can. Let me go ahead and bring it closer. I don't think it'll focus. Regardless, there was a little nub that was right here on the vertical trigger bar that would not allow the trigger to reset sometimes. And I was going to sit there and send it back to PSA. However, I contacted them and they were like, honestly, you seem like a decently smart guy. This is something you could do at home if you really want to. This is a tool you need. All you got to do is this. And our pistol armors, 99% of the time it fixes it. So, we did it. And all it essentially was filing the nub down, so it's flush. And bam, we've had no issues since then with the trigger resetting. So overall, I can say that with the beginning I've had with my history with this gun, I'm very, very happy that 1,000 rounds have been put through it and it's had one malfunction. Excuse me. However, that one malfunction, once again, could have realistically been user induced. It could have just been because of the ammo. My whole point is simply that 1 for 1,000 is a great, great average to suggest. Now, I want to go ahead and talk about what distances I've shot this handgun at. Some of y'all who have seen the 500 round review will know that I've shot this handgun at some distances, not super, super far. I'm no honest outlaw or anything. However, I can say that I've shot this handgun decently accurately at 25 yards. I have shot it at 12, 10, 8. I mean, really 25 was the furthest I went with my handgun, because overall I think if you're going further than 25 yards with a handgun and you can still accurately hit, dude, you're a lot better of a shooter than I will tell you that much. Let's get that out the way. But I can say that 25 yards it performed fairly well. It functioned every type of ammo that I put through it pretty much. I've had no issues. It's cycled, it's ejected other than that one time. And once again, I'm not going to count that one too much on it. I mean, of course it did happen. I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like it didn't happen like most SIG P320 fanboys do. But, back to what I was saying here about the Dagger. This thing overall has been a great buy. I cannot recommend it enough, truthfully. Now, one of the great things about this is that for those of y'all who don't know too much about the Dagger, and if you guys have already seen the 500 round review, there's probably stuff I've already gone over, so you can skip through it if you want to. But for those of y'all who don't know much about the Dagger or who want some more information, the Dagger overall is a Gen 3 Glock 19 clone. However, in my case, because it's a full-size S, technically it's a Gen 3 Glock 45 clone, which is weird because there's no Gen 3 Glock 45. Regardless, though, I can truthfully say 1,000 rounds later, this is a phenomenal gun. This is definitely going to be my next home defense handgun, especially considering with how cheap it is. Let's say something did happen. The police had to take the gun for evidence for a little bit. In the meantime, if I really wanted to, I could go ahead and just buy another one and not break the bank. And I also wouldn't have my first Glock as my home defense handgun anymore, so I could keep that as more of a sentimental piece. You know what I mean? I'm I don't know if you can tell, I'm very happy, about being able to make this video with such positive review as I am. I'm very, very impressed with PSA over this. And before I do my next video as well, I want to point out that my next video is also about a PSA product. So don't sit here and think, oh, another weekend of just him only PSA videos, only PSA. That's not what this is about in any capacity, nor is that what I'm going to make it about. But I did have to do this, I did have to do this update because 1,000 rounds, that's a good amount of ammo to put through a handgun for some testing. And I can say truthfully, pretty smooth to rack. I mean, of course, I sat here, dry fired this thing, racked it at almost 1,000 times itself, let alone shooting 1,000 rounds through it, which forcefully causes it. So yeah, I do expect it to be a lot smoother than when I first got it out the box, which it definitely is. So I'm pretty happy with that. Overall, I mean, I don't think you can get much better with a Glock clone for $300 than the PSA Dagger. I mean, truthfully speaking, 1,000 rounds, one malfunction is just amazing. Now, a lot of people might be wondering, okay, well, when you say it functioned the stick magazine just as well as it did the standard 17-round Glock mag, am I saying that there was any, I only put FMJs through it or something along those lines? Because as some of y'all might know who have watched my videos, some stick mags, they just only like to feed FMJs. They don't like to feed hollow points. That's something I actually wanted to test with this as well, because it would be the first time that I've shot through this mag. So I can truthfully tell you that not only has this gun fed hollow points from the stick mag, but it has fed several mags, no issue, right out the stick mag. I mean, I can't be more impressed with this gun overall, especially considering it's like 3 and change. I mean, a Glock clone, you can change all the parts on it for Glock parts if you wanted to. You want to take the slide off, put a Glock slide on there, no problem. You want to go ahead and change the mag release button on there, put a Glock mag release button on there, no problem. Change the trigger, no problem. You want to change the sights, no issue. Overall, I mean, 1,000 rounds later, it's still looking this pretty. Oh man, it looks pretty damn good too. I'm not gonna lie, for 1,000 rounds. But this is where you can start to see, you know, the wear and tear on her. That is a pretty rough smile right there. Ooh, almost got it out of camera there. Now, overall, 1,000 rounds later, can I truthfully say this is a good gun for self-defense? Yes, I can. Of course, it varies what kind of situation. And if I'm not mistaken, I went through all 4 situations in the 500 round review, and my opinion on that still stands. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, you can go ahead and get my opinions on that, where I would rate it. However, I can truthfully say 1,000 rounds later that this is a pretty solid self-defense gun. It's very reliable, has a good amount of features on it, considering, you know, we have front and rear slide serrations. We have some with some pretty damn tall sights. I'm assuming that's the co-witness with the optic for the plate that you have on here. You got a decent trigger on it. You got an accessory rail. You can get compatibility with Glock mags. I mean, overall, you're getting a pretty damn good deal. You're getting a pretty good gun out of it for a really good price as well. So I can't sit here and harp on enough how impressed I am considering what the price is. Is this gun good for self-defense? Absolutely. Now, of course, what you're going to use it for self-defense for is another situation that, of course, will affect whether it's going to be good enough. But for something like home defense, even concealed carry, yeah, go right ahead. Extremely reliable, extremely easy to shoot. I can't recommend it enough. I think that about wraps it up for this video, because I'm pretty sure I've said the phrase "I can't recommend it enough" like 6 times just during the 12 minutes that this video has been going alone. But with that being said, once again, pretty damn good gun, especially for 300 and change. Y'all make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, hit that bell. When you hit that bell, hit all. And whether or not you agree with me about my opinions on the Dagger, at least, you can't say my opinions aren't based in a decent level of research. 1,000 rounds with 4 to 5 different kinds of ammo through it, and 1 malfunction out of 1,000. I mean, my research is showing it's pretty damn solid. So whether or not you agree with me, go ahead and comment down below why or why not. Make sure to check out all my other videos. Y'all make sure to stay legal, stay safe, stay dangerous. Have a good one, y'all. Peace.